And for me, why would I open a branch if these are essentially partners and branches? So these things I consider is like one of our values is don't compete with your customer.
Yeah.
You support them, uh, offer them services, offer them even financial consulting. If they come up with an idea that we know it's gonna basically end them, okay. Uh,
Sit down. Let's have a chat. Right.
And actually up to a point where you show them presentations of previous victims who've been through that.
Mapper Forward is starting a monthly online video discussion group for serious people in the coffee industry for just $20 a month. If you're looking for a place to connect with other individuals and explore a wide variety of topics about the challenges and solutions needed to navigate the many layers of the coffee crisis, this is for you. This space is a new feature for our top tier patrons in our Patreon community. Who are the kinds of people who are already signed up to be a part of this group? Think of the people who are guests on this podcast, and that should give you an idea of the caliber of what to expect. This is not a panel discussion. This is a direct, open discussion group facilitated by me. A great place to network, a great place to explore ideas, a great place to come up with solutions. To join this supportive and engaging monthly online meetup, head to patreon.com/mapitforward and choose the $20 tier. For details, check the show notes. Welcome to the Mapper Forward Middle East podcast, friends. I'm your host, Lee Safar, and this is unfortunately episode 5 of a 5-part series with Wayel from Sulalat. Folks, there are some series that I do on this podcast that I really wish I wasn't the host. Like I wish I was listening to this series the same way that you're hearing it. Whether I'm in the gym listening to it or driving or, doing the dishes or whatever, because the kind of stuff that you hear in a conversation with Wayel is the kind of stuff that you think about for days and months and years, and it helps inform your decision making. So Wayel, thank you so much for doing this. I hope it's the first time of very many times that you come back on the podcast over the years. Inshallah. Inshallah. So this is the episode I personally have been waiting for in this whole series, because when Kim and I and Matt were talking about you and the way that you established your business, I'm a big fan of learning how to do good business from people who are doing good business. And in this episode, we're talking about how does one do good business. So for somebody who was bullied into doing business by pretty much everybody around you, how did you figure out what good business was?
I would say it's because I was essentially retired, and
Okay.
it was a hobby. So as a business, I thought I don't really have to open a business. Yeah. So if I had to open a business, I had to do it my way.
Mhm.
I have the luxury of setting standards that someone who's basically a new young entrepreneur may not have that.
They have to make compromises.
Not saying that they have to, but their temptation might be higher than someone who's retired and not doesn't really have to start a business, and it was just a hobby. So I would say, because it's my hobby and I loved it, and I seek the best green beans, and I even seek auction coffee as a hobbyist. I would find who won the auction and start convince them to sell me some of it. And,
You're like a legit coffee nerd.
yeah, and I don't even need a coffee bag, which for them it's much easier to sell you a coffee bag. So half a kilo here and there, and I was really annoying hobbyists contacting all these radio. But thankfully, some of them offer that choice where you can I remember like Clutch Coffee, they were open about.
No way. In California, the
Oh,
Perrys?
yes. And
Wow.
basically, through their online form, they offer the green coffee and you can taste the roasted coffee. And I've learned a lot of these places through online forums like homeroasters.org, homebarista.com, and others like
Coffee geek.
I even entered roasting competition through online forums. So all these things helped me to basically, I would say, find the best of the best. So once I started the business, I didn't want to offer something less, like whatever, like my friends and colleagues, family members loved from that specialty coffee. I thought, why don't I sell it like the same level, not look for something cheaper so I can sell more? And so we've set up a standard where it's really the best. Like it's not their go-to auction rate. And that helped us basically let the community know what's all this specialty coffee about. Or they can taste the difference. Like sometimes you can sell a specialty coffee that's so close to the commercial coffee in terms of profile. And if you prepare it, not everyone will be able to tell the difference if it's just 2%. A difference of defect rate. That doesn't register with most palates. But if you offer them something that's really picks the scale and see the surprise on their face when they taste it, once they taste that, it's almost like you got them hooked. They can no longer go back to their daily coffee.
Right. That's the thing about specialty. Every time you taste a great coffee, a new specialty coffee, that's the new benchmark of you can't really go backwards from there, can you?
Absolutely. And because of the scale of the economy in Saudi Arabia, we really had to work hard, for example, in our distribution networks, where basically if a big business weren't interested in the devices we use to prepare coffee, like the AeroPress and the Chemex and the hand grinders and all that. But once people started speaking these things, you immediately got all the made in China fake brands coming in and started to find it in most places, imitation products where and we had to really fight that hard by basically setting up trusted distributors who we have to register them, the manufacturer, that this is a genuine product, like one of the manufacturers who supported us when we started was Baratza. And
Kira's one of my best friends.
Absolutely.
Oh, she'll be so thrilled to find out that you and I had a conversation.
Like I remember Kyra was adamant in fighting all the companies that once we became the distributor of Baratza, like she was inundated by big companies coming to basically, and she said, I know you guys are big and all that, but you're not specialty coffee. Like this guy is specialty, so just leave him. So
isn't she such a special person?
Absolutely. And so with that, we had to protect the distributor. Like we have to set the margins correctly. For example, if you're in a small town in Saudi Arabia and you buy like one case of Chemex or AeroPress, it really, you won't make money if your margin was 10%. You have to pay rent, and it's not all your customers want to, but like this one box I tell you, it might take several months just to go through it if you're in a small town. So we had to, and this was with the help of my colleagues and businesses that started at the team.
In the club?
Yes. Where everyone respected someone else's brand, like Osama got Harry, Camel Step got this brand, we got this brand. So we work together to protect those brands and try as far as we can to find the imitation or educated people that you might like this cheap AeroPress, but if you go above 88 degrees, it will melt. So don't get the genuine parts. Yes. It was funny that even the imitation with shipping was more expensive than the genuine one if you buy it locally.
Oh,
so
crazy.
Absolutely. So that's one of the things we had to deal with in the beginning, is to support the coffee shop who wants to distribute and support their income with the equipment. Of course, there's always a struggle for coffee shop. Why would I sell equipment to make my customer make their coffee at home? So like some of them, but we said, look, if you want to try it, give it a try. Some people found a lot of good business through that, especially during the time of COVID.
I was going to say,
Yeah. And the other thing is that as roasters, we decided not to open any branches. Like, we're just a showroom. And we thought, like, lots of people ask me, when are you going to open your second branch? I tell them, I haven't opened my first branch. Like, what I have is a showroom. The other locations is either a green bean warehouse, equipment warehouse, or it's a coffee facility, like a huge automated facility outside Riyadh, or chocolate factory, or this. And it's like they are not branches. Like, we're essentially a food and beverage company. We just specialize in the
coffee and cacao.
Absolutely. And so that's one thing we try to protect our customer. Like, our customer is a coffee shop. Why would they open a branch next to him and sell the same cup but cheaper than them? Because I'm the manufacturer, I can do that. So I can, if he sells it,
undercut them.
Absolutely. So this helped us, and it's almost like now we have. If someone asks me, why don't you open a branch in a small town like Afro al-Batin, I said, well, I already have like 27 branches in Afro al-Batin. Oh, I never heard of it. Oh, it's this coffee shop, this coffee shop. Those are our branches.
They're your partners.
Absolutely. So we're almost just past 1,000 coffee shops that buy from us. And for me, why would I open a branch if these are essentially partners and branches? So these things I consider is like one of our values is don't compete with your customer. You support them, offer them services, offer them even financial consulting. If they come up with an idea that we know it's gonna basically end them,
sit down, let's have a chat. Right.
And actually up to a point where you show them presentations of previous victims who've been through that.
Nice. Can you give some examples, not names, but what are the kinds of practices in that situation?
Well, I remember sometimes coffee shops like to compete by the number of branches they open per year. And
I've never understood this.
So I remember one of our biggest customers at the time, I think they were offered by an investment bank to finance them for a huge number of coffee shops, and then they backed out. So they thought, we'll do it ourselves, and we just cut here and there. And eventually they defaulted payment on coffee. So they said, okay, we said, let's help you. We have a CFO. with a team of analytics who can go through it and show you how you can survive this period. Once we got all the data and they showed it to me in a presentation, I almost cried.
I totally get it.
Their sales were going up through the roof. They were so successful. And with minor adjustments, is like they basically wanted to reduce the number of staff. They wanted to reduce the number of well-paid staff, which usually means Saudis, replace them foreign temporary workers, and they reduced the trainers. They reduced the quality check, the number of visits, and it just took 1 month to drop like 90% and just announce their bankruptcy.
Wow.
So I can't remember that meeting, and we usually, all our salespeople are trained on that, and they, like, if you give us an idea, okay, we like your idea, but we've heard this before. We have 3 examples who've tried it and failed.
How are you going to do it different so that you can be successful?
Absolutely. Like, you have to be their partner and give them the advice, not just to help yourself. Like, it's not the advice you say you have to buy from us, otherwise you'll fail. No, we'll have to, like, even if they consult us with things that we don't do, like they're getting into sandwiches and things, we tell them, okay, if you're offering specialty coffee and it's really high quality, don't get from that factory. It's like, this is below commercial standards. It's like the lowest you can find. So it doesn't match your coffee. If you want to show yourself as a premium specialty coffee brand, everything else should match that level. Like, you can't really offer sweets with high fructose corn syrup and all the thing. And like, if you want to offer value on something good, then it's like you have to be the full package. Not that you have to invest in a baker and do it yourself, but see something better quality that you believe. Like, I was in a well-known restaurant in Riyadh. It's really, I won't say the name, but it's really high priced and it's high quality. And it's, I would say now they just announced they'll offer Michelin star in Saudi Arabia.
Wow.
I'm sure he will be one of the first to get that.
Okay.
But their coffee is disgusting.
That's so heartbreaking every time it happens, right?
And they prepare their espresso on a Chemex. And it's like...
excuse me?
You can like use an Italian espresso blend. You get served it on a Chemex.
Wow.
For me, just because I know them, I know the quality of their food, the quality. So it's an oversight. It's like, but
it's an afterthought, right?
Yes, because usually, from my experience, all my friends who are either roasters or barista or love coffee, they're also great cooks, and they're also great restaurant critics. Like, their palate is so advanced that I can trust their palates with restaurants. I'm sure chefs as well, restaurant owners, they haven't really invested in that because they don't like food. But probably they only care about what they do. And if it's coffee, you should outsource it to someone
who knows coffee.
I'm not saying get Sulalat or something, but the market is filled with specialty coffee, and you can select something instead of importing cheap coffee and preparing it on a device that wasn't designed for it. So it shows you as someone who maybe it affects your it affects how your customer judge you even on your food.
Like when you go to the bathrooms in a place.
Yes.
Right? That's another one. It's exactly the same thing. If the bathrooms are gorgeous, then you know the design really is great. if the coffee's delicious, you know that the hospitality team and the culinary team are aligned and they know exactly what they're doing.
Exactly. Someone cares. Like it was
For the fine details.
Absolutely. Like they have a message to send. They have something. And once you break that, you break your customers' trust, and you just offer them a broken experience, if that's the term.
It's like an incomplete. Like nobody wants to go to a fine dining restaurant and have a 90% experience.
Yes, exactly.
So, Wayel, as we wrap up this series, which has been divine, this will go down in 9 years of doing this podcast. This is one of my favorite conversations. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And I'm actually excited I get to ask you this last question, because I hope that he does come back and watch this. So when the future version of you watches this, what do you hope for him?
If the future of me, which means we've been through my experience and seen
and more, and 20 years more than what you've seen, and he's coming and he's seeing you right now. What do you hope for him?
I would hope he'd say you're on the right path to build something great.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
I've got chills when you said that. I get excited to hear the answer to that question from different people, because it really is like you're projecting yourself to him, and he will see this and he will get to see 20 years from now, inshallah, he will get to see what you intended for him. And I hope that the future version of me is still having conversations with him and asking him the same question that I just asked you, inshallah. As we wrap up this series, could you tell people where they can find out about Sulalat, please?
Well, we have our showroom in Riyadh. Anyone who's in Riyadh,
nice,
come by. Especially within the next month, we'll open the entire space. Like,
oh wow,
expanding about 4 times our current space.
Wow.
And also our website. We will soon offer tours for schools. And, we don't mind doing it for tourists as well. If they,
nice. I might join one.
Absolutely.
And you're on LinkedIn. So if people want to connect with you on LinkedIn, they can find you. We will have links to all the social media and LinkedIn in the show notes, folks. So please go and check it out. There's only one thing left to do. Wayel, will you sign us off for this series?
Peace, love, and peanut butter.
Have an amazing rest of your day, everyone. Thank you again for honoring me for coming on the podcast, Wayel. Bye, everyone. This episode is part of a 5-part series produced by Mapper Forward. Check the full playlist and guest details in the show notes, as well as how you can support our work in the coffee industry. Become a premium YouTube subscriber, explore our Patreon and any brands we've partnered with to bring you this podcast. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It really does help us grow our audience.